How to use Getresponse for email marketing. Hello guys and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to explore how we can use email marketing on Getresponse. Now Getresponse is a fantastic site with a lot of tools, so let's jump straight in. This is what their homepage looks like, and before you can actually send out an email, you have to actually create an email listing. So on the left hand side, after you've signed in, you can tap Tools. Once you're in Tools, you can tap Contacts. There are a few ways you can add these contacts. You can either import a group of contacts for one of your other listings, or you can import it from another document, or you can add them manually. So let's just tap on the right hand side, Add Contacts. Now, once we have tapped Add Contact, it'll give us a bunch of options. So the first option is the list name, which will be your email address. And then it asks you how you want to add the contacts. So first of all, if you want to add them one by one, this could be okay if you're getting new email addresses in manually and you just want to add them in manually, so we can just enter them in there. And then you'd have to enter a name for your email recipient. Or you could upload a file. You could use an existing external service, or you can paste a couple rows. So these are the options. So you can drag and drop a file here. You can select a file from your computer. You can connect one of these services, and then you can paste a file right over here, and then you can migrate a list from an existing list on Getresponse. So once you've done that, you can tap Next, and you'll have to specify that you have permission to add these people to your list, and then you'll have a list of emails right over here. Now, what it says over here is the amount of people that are on your list. And on these three dots over here, there are a couple options. You can actually jump in there. You can say add contacts. You can change a bunch of these settings, and then you can actually see the contacts that are in there. So once this part is complete, we can go back to Tools on the left-hand side, and we can actually start creating a newsletter or an email for marketing. So we're going to tap Email Marketing. And in this page, you will have a few options as to how to create an email for your email marketing. So you have two main options. Either you can build your email from scratch the way you want it, or you can use an existing template, which is partly AI generated, and you can just edit that afterwards. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say create a newsletter on the right hand side of the screen. We're going to tap that, and it'll give you your two options. Now your two options is building the page by yourself, your newsletter, or with an email AI generator. So if we tap the by myself, we are going to jump into basically a page of templates that we can choose from. Now, of course, all of these templates you can actually customize, so it's just a structure. So before we jump into that, we can actually name our message, and we are just going to put in here sample message, and then it asks where it is coming from, and there it is right over there. Then it asks for a receiving email and where you're going to have replies going to. So if you have a company that is managing all of your replies, your marketing, then you can put that email in over there. The next part of your section is the subject line. So what we can put in here is we're going to just say new newsletter, and that is basically your subject line. So make sure that this is a catchy line so that when people see it in the inbox, they want to open up the email. Then we're going to add our recipients, and basically over here, you're going to add your list. And what you can actually do is you can exclude who you don't want from the actual list. So you don't really have to have every single contact that is in a list to receive an email. So you can actually exclude one or two emails if you'd like to. So that is that part there. And now what you can do is you go down to the design and content. So this design and content basically allows you to create the actual imagery, the visuals of your email. So there are a couple previews here. So you can basically run down and have a look through literally hundreds of templates. You can also break them down into different categories depending on what you're doing. If the purpose is to celebrate, educate, promote, sell, whatever the case may be, you can choose one of these categories and they'll give you templates accordingly. So let's have a look at one or two of these templates here. So just for example purposes, I'm going to use this one right over here. Now, this is great because there are a lot of elements here that you can play around with. And if you don't like the stock images that are in here, you can actually change that to exactly the way you want it. So, of course, the text is going to change according to what you are doing. Depending on what you're promoting or what your email is about, you can change all this text. So what you're going to be doing is you're just going to tap on the text and you're going to have the option to completely edit that text. On the right hand side, there is a toolbar and you will be able to change the alignment of your text, the color, the font, the line spacing, and everything else. Then we have the images that are on this template. Again, you can edit the actual image itself. You can replace the image. You can add a link to the image, and you can change the size of the existing image. You can also change the alignment, and there are a couple advanced settings here which you can actually play around with depending on what it is that you would like to do with that. Then as we go down, you'll see here that there is a button. So of course, something like this that says book now, let's say you are having a promotional dinner or whatever the case may be, you can actually add your link here. So when you have a customer click book now, they'll actually be thrown through to whatever link you put in on this URL on the right hand side over here. So as you go down again, you can adjust every one of these items. You can change the text, and this is quite a large template, so there's a lot of stuff that you can actually do here. And in actual fact, if you would like to remove some of the items, you actually can. Here, these social media tags, you will actually have to put in your details so that when these tags are used, then it actually goes to your page. If you have a website, an Instagram account, a YouTube channel, whatever the case may be, it'll link them straight to your pages. Now I'm going to go back and I want to show you another way to actually do this exact same thing, but we're going to do it in a little bit of a different way. Now, if we go all the way back to tools and we go email marketing, and we are now going to create a new newsletter. And on the right hand side again, we say create new. And then we are going to say with AI email generator. Now, this is a fantastic addition to this tool because in just a few short steps, you can actually get exactly what it is you want. So it says here, you need to edit what your email is actually about. So I'm going to say a photography run, a photography walk, excuse me, and then it asks you what business you're in. So that is photography and digital art, and that's fantastic. Then it gives you the option for more settings. If you go in here, you can specify who this email is actually intended for. So we can say local photographers, and then what kind of email is it? So you can actually select what it is that you'd like to be doing here. So I'm going to select an invitation, and then we can say next. Now on the next page, you basically get to choose the tone that your email will be coming through as. So we're going to say convincing, and that is fine. We can just say next. Then you have two different formats that you can do this in. You can go straight text, where you will just have an invitation of text, or you can go with the one column bit of an image and one or two buttons, and then you have space for your text. You can then also, depending on which one of these you decide to choose, you can in fact choose complementary colors. So we've got bright, dark, pastel, joyful, modern, and a default pattern. I'm going to go ahead with dark, and I'm just going to tap on that, and on the bottom here I'm going to say generate. Now, once this is generated, you will be able to edit this email completely from top to bottom. You can add images, you can change the text, you can change the text style, you can do whatever it is you want with this email, but you didn't have to create the content. So what's nice about this option is it actually creates the content for you and allows you to edit it according to your needs. So maybe if you want to just change addresses, telephone numbers, contact details, and those sort of things, the finer details, you can actually change. But otherwise, it's pretty much built an entire email for you with the information that you've given it. So let's have a look at what this page looks like. And here we go. This is what your email actually looks like now. And on the left hand side of the page, you'll see that it has thrown it all out for you with text that you can edit. It's got some images there, and it's actually got a heading. You can actually put your logo up over there. And on the right hand side, you've got your editing panel. Your editing panel, basically, you'll be able to edit everything and anything you want. So basically, with the information you gave this site, is able to generate this content. So it says, explore the art of photography with expert guides. Now, let's say it's not exactly what you want it to be. You can change that. And then it says, we invite you to enjoy our immersive photography walk. Then we've got a photograph here of a digital camera. And if we want to actually change that, we can. So whatever we need to change, we just tap on it. And on the right-hand side, the toolbar will come up. So here we can actually change the image. We can just tap replace, or we can tap edit if we want to keep the image and we want to just change a few elements of the image. So there is a lovely tool here that I will just show you quickly. You can actually just change a bunch of the color. You can change the filter. You can add a bunch of frames onto it. You can add text onto it. So there's a lot you can actually do in here to make sure that this is a unique image. And then as we go down, you have your body of your email, and what you do is tap on it, and then you can just erase and type in whatever you need to type in. You can edit that accordingly. And there you go. Once you have done that, we're going to say next, and you will find yourself on this page. So now basically the last part of this is to make sure that all your details are correct, and it also has an in-house spam check. So basically checks if your email looks like spam, is it coming across like spam, and it says we haven't found any major issues that could land your message in the spam folder. So that is fantastic, and now you are good to go. So there are a couple other options here, and basically you can either send it now immediately, or you can schedule it for a later time. I'm just going to have it sent immediately. And then once you say send immediately, you can actually just send your message, and there you go. That's how you can use Getresponse for email marketing. It's a fantastic website. It's a fantastic user face. It allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff. It's quick and easy to use. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.